Ever wondered what happens when a chosen one or a narcissist leaves this world? Imagine two people, one who inspires, heals, and unites others, and another who manipulates, divides, and leaves chaos in their wake. What happens to the world when both of them are suddenly gone? How does it change? What lessons do we take away from their lives, and what kind of legacy do they leave behind? The truth is, when a chosen one departs, the world feels their absence deeply, but their light continues to guide others. On the other hand, when a narcissist leaves, their exit often feels like a relief, revealing the damage they caused and leaving behind important lessons about resilience, boundaries, and healing. In this video, we'll explore how the world shifts when these two opposite energies disappear, how the loss of their presence impacts communities, individuals, and even the energy around us. Each of their lives leaves ripples in ways you may not expect, so stay with us until the very end, because this journey isn't just about them, it's about you. By the time we're done, you'll understand how to recognize the influence of these energies in your own life and how you can be part of a community that chooses light over chaos. And speaking of community, we'd love for you to join ours. Show your love, share your thoughts in the comments, and connect with others who are also curious about these profound topics. Together, we can grow, heal, and learn to create a better world. Let's dive in and uncover the mystery of what happens when the chosen one and the narcissist leave the stage of life. Are you ready? Let's begin. The chosen one is someone who leads with wisdom, kindness, and a deep sense of purpose. They are the kind of person who inspires others, brings people together, and guides them toward a better future. When such a person leaves the world, their absence feels like a heavy silence. It's as if the world loses a steady compass and people may feel unsure of how to move forward. Their wisdom and guidance were like a bright light in the dark, and without it, there's often a sense of loss, confusion, or even fear. But something remarkable happens in this vacuum of leadership. Those who were inspired by the chosen one begin to rise. Their absence challenges others to step up, take responsibility, and carry forward the legacy of hope and growth. This is how real leaders are born, not by waiting for someone else to guide them, but by finding the courage to lead in the face of uncertainty. On the other hand, when a narcissist, a self-centered, manipulative leader, leaves, the vacuum they leave behind feels entirely different. Instead of sorrow or confusion, their departure often brings relief. Their absence clears the way for honesty, authenticity, and genuine leadership to emerge. The toxic environment they created begins to heal, and people find room to breathe, think freely, and rebuild. Here's the powerful truth: leadership doesn't vanish forever. The vacuum left by either the chosen one or the narcissist is an opportunity, a moment when new leaders have a chance to emerge. For those influenced by the chosen one, it's a call to continue their work and spread their light. For those recovering from a narcissist, it's a chance to grow stronger, learn from the past, and build something healthier. In the end, the vacuum of leadership is never just an empty space. It's a doorway to something new, something transformative. The question is, who will step through it? When the chosen one leaves, they leave behind a legacy that feels like a guiding light. Their actions, their words, and their spirit inspire others to dream bigger, act with kindness, and unite in ways that create lasting change. The legacy they build is one of empowerment, where people are motivated to do better and be better. Communities are stronger, friendships are deeper, and individuals feel connected to something greater than themselves. The chosen one's legacy leaves a mark on the world, one that continues to shine long after they're gone. The chosen one's departure doesn't erase the positive energy they brought into the world. Instead, it challenges others to carry forward what they started. The work they left behind becomes a mission for others, a movement that lives on. It's like planting seeds that continue to grow even when the gardener is no longer around. In stark contrast, the departure of a narcissist often reveals the damage they caused during their time in control. Their legacy is one of chaos, a trail of broken trust, toxic systems, and manipulation. When they leave, it's as if the world finally starts to see the cracks in everything they built. People may feel relieved, but at the same time, there's a lot of work to do. Toxic environments don't disappear just because the person who created them is gone. Instead, others are left to pick up the pieces, rebuild the relationships that were broken, and heal from the wounds caused by years of manipulation. Unlike the chosen one, whose legacy inspires growth, the narcissist's legacy forces people to confront the harm they've experienced. It's a painful but necessary process to heal and rebuild, one that often takes time. The narcissist's exit may feel like the end of an era, but it's also the beginning of something new, a chance for communities and individuals to rebuild their lives without the weight of control and selfishness hanging over them. In the end, the difference between the legacy of light and chaos is clear. One leads to growth, hope, and unity, while the other leaves behind a mess that demands healing and recovery. When the chosen one leaves, it's as if the heart of the community has been taken away. People feel a deep sense of grief, sadness, and loss. The absence of someone who inspired them, who brought them together, and who provided wisdom can feel like a heavy burden. But this grief doesn't just stop at sadness, it sparks something powerful in the community. People begin to reflect on what the chosen one stood for and the lessons they taught. These reflections create emotional ripples that spread out, moving others to carry on the work and values of the one they lost. This collective grief often leads to growth. It's like a group of people mourning together and then deciding to become stronger because of the pain. They step up, unite, and keep moving forward, not letting the chosen one's departure be the end of their mission. Instead, it's a call for everyone to continue their work, honor their legacy, and grow as individuals and as a community. The grief transforms into something positive, a shared determination to make the world better, just as the chosen one would have wanted. On the other hand, when a narcissist leaves, the emotional ripples are much more complex. Instead of unity and growth, their exit often brings mixed feelings. There is relief, a sense of freedom and peace, as if a heavy weight has been lifted off the community. People may finally feel like they can breathe again without the constant manipulation or toxic energy. However, this relief is not without its challenges. Along with it comes unresolved trauma. The damage done by the narcissist doesn't disappear just because they're gone. It's like a scar that remains, reminding everyone of the emotional wounds they've endured. While the community may celebrate the narcissist's departure, they are also left with the difficult task of healing from the emotional pain they caused. It's a slow process that requires rebuilding trust, understanding, and emotional resilience. There's no immediate peace, just as there's no instant healing from the damage of years of manipulation and control. In the end, the emotional ripples left by the chosen one lead to collective growth and unity, while the ripples from the narcissist's exit bring both relief and the challenging task of healing from the past. When the chosen one leaves, it's often the quiet, unnoticed work they did that becomes most clear. The ones who were touched by their wisdom, guidance, and kindness might not have fully realized how much they relied on that presence until it's gone. Their absence reveals how their steady influence kept things together in ways that were invisible to others. The chosen one's role was often like the unseen foundation of a house, supporting everything without drawing attention to itself. People may start to see how much they depended on their guidance in everyday decisions, their calming presence in moments of crisis, and their ability to keep the peace when things got chaotic. The chosen one may not have sought recognition or praise, but their departure forces everyone to reflect on how deeply their influence shaped the world around them. People begin to realize that their work was never flashy or dramatic, but quietly powerful. The absence of this constant support can cause a shift in the energy of a community or group. There may be a period of confusion as people feel like they've lost something that they didn't even realize was holding everything together. It's in this absence that their true impact becomes clear, and those who were touched by their work often rise up, empowered to continue the mission they started. In contrast, when a narcissist leaves, the truth that was hidden behind their manipulation and deceit comes into the light. For a long time, the narcissist may have been the center of attention, commanding loyalty through charm, control, and sometimes fear. They created a web of lies, distortions, and false promises, all while presenting themselves as the only source of truth or value. But when they depart, everything they built starts to unravel. The lies they told, the people they manipulated, and the systems they put in place all come to light. This unveiling is often shocking for those who were once under the narcissist's influence. People start to see the truth about the harm they caused. What was once hidden, whether it was manipulation, favoritism, or outright betrayal, becomes clear. The toxic relationships, the twisted narratives, and the destruction they left in their wake can no longer be ignored. The damage they caused isn't always immediately obvious, but when they're gone, the cracks in their actions are finally visible. For those who are caught in the narcissist's web, this unveiling can be painful. It forces them to confront the reality that they were deceived, misled, and hurt by someone they trusted or admired. The emotional scars may not disappear right away, but the truth has a way of healing over time. As people come to terms with the lies and manipulation, they may feel a sense of betrayal, but also a growing sense of empowerment. They are no longer under the narcissist's control, and the truth allows them to reclaim their own voices and rebuild the relationships that were broken. The departure of the chosen one and the narcissist each uncovers hidden truths, but in very different ways. The chosen one's absence reveals how much their quiet work held everything together, and the narcissist's departure exposes the lies and manipulation they used to control and harm others. Both unveil the unseen forces that shaped lives, but the impact of these revelations is felt very differently. The chosen one's absence inspires reflection and growth, while the narcissist's exit opens the door to healing and the rebuilding of trust. When the chosen one departs, it's like the world loses a guiding star. In the beginning, everything may feel a little darker, a little emptier. The energy that once flowed so freely, inspiring and motivating everyone around them, seems to vanish. People may feel a sense of loss, a feeling that something valuable has been taken away. The community might struggle with uncertainty, unsure of how to move forward without that beacon of wisdom and guidance. It can feel like walking in a fog, unable to find the way ahead. But as time passes, something incredible happens. People who were inspired by the chosen one begin to realize the light they once followed is now within them. They step up, not to replace the chosen one, but to carry forward the vision and purpose that person started. This shift is not immediate, but gradually the dimness starts to fade. New leaders emerge, their hearts filled with the same passion, and the light that once shone through the chosen one starts to glow through the collective efforts of many. It becomes clear that the chosen one's energy didn't leave entirely. It was transferred, passed on to those who were willing to take up the mantle. The world might not have felt the same at first, but over time, it evolves. The loss becomes a catalyst for growth and unity, as others rise to continue the work of the one who inspired them. On the other hand, when the narcissist leaves, the energy shift is felt almost immediately, and it's often a huge relief. The air feels lighter, the tension that once hung in the atmosphere begins to lift, and people can finally breathe. For so long, the narcissist controlled the environment with their need for attention, their toxic influence, and their manipulation. Their presence weighed heavily on everyone around them, causing stress, confusion, and emotional exhaustion. With their departure, the energy of the space becomes more peaceful, more open. The constant fear of criticism or judgment fades away, and people are free to be themselves without the weight of the narcissist's influence. The environment becomes less tense, and healing begins to take place. Relationships that were strained under the narcissist's manipulation begin to mend. People find it easier to connect with one another, and the wounds of the past slowly start to heal. The overall vibe shifts from one of control and fear to one of freedom and possibility. In both cases, the departure of a significant figure, whether the chosen one or the narcissist, leads to a profound shift in energy. The chosen one's absence is initially felt as a loss, but it gradually transforms into collective growth as others rise to continue their work. The narcissist's departure, on the other hand, brings immediate relief, allowing healing and positive energy to flow back into the environment. In both situations, the energy changes, but the direction it takes depends entirely on who steps up to lead and how the community responds. When the chosen one leaves, something remarkable happens to the people who followed them. At first, there's a sense of loss and the path ahead seems uncertain. But the chosen one's absence serves as a call to action. Their followers, inspired by the teachings and vision they received, feel a deep urge to carry on the mission. These individuals who once looked to the chosen one for guidance now begin to step into leadership roles themselves. It's as if the chosen one's spirit lives on in them, empowering them to take charge and make a difference. For some, this moment is a defining one. They realize they are capable of more than they thought, and the desire to honor the chosen one's legacy pushes them forward. They may begin to lead others, sharing the same wisdom, compassion, and strength they once received. The group doesn't fall apart after the chosen one leaves. Instead, it becomes a collective of empowered individuals, each taking responsibility for continuing the work. This activation of followers is powerful. It turns passive supporters into active leaders who carry the mission forward, helping to create a lasting impact even in the absence of the one who inspired them. The legacy of the chosen one lives on through the very people they touched, as they work together to make the world a better place. On the other hand, when the narcissist leaves, the effect on their enablers is starkly different. These are the people who had supported the narcissist, often unquestioningly, believing in their manipulation and charm. They were loyal, sometimes to the point of losing their own identity in the process. But when the narcissist is gone, something shifts. Their enablers often find themselves lost without direction and unsure of who they are without the narcissist's influence. They start to question their loyalty, wondering if they were manipulated all along. The beliefs and behaviors they had once followed without hesitation suddenly seem false or misguided. Many enablers may go through a phase of denial and confusion. They may feel like their entire sense of self has been tied to the narcissist, and with their departure, they are left to pick up the pieces of their own lives. Some may even struggle with guilt, wondering if they could have done something differently, or if they were complicit in the harm the narcissist caused. Others might find themselves questioning their own values, trying to figure out what is true now that the lies and manipulation have been exposed. This internal struggle often leads to a period of personal growth, but it can also be painful and disorienting. In contrast to the chosen one's followers who rise to continue the mission, the enablers of a narcissist often face a difficult journey of self-discovery. They must rebuild their identities, reevaluate their relationships, and find new sources of strength and guidance. It's a journey of untangling themselves from the grip of someone who led them astray, and while it can be a painful process, It often opens the door to healing and self-empowerment in the long run. The departure of the chosen one activates followers to step up and lead, creating a ripple effect of positive change. Meanwhile, the departure of the narcissist leaves their enablers questioning everything, forcing them to confront their past actions and find their own path to healing and self-awareness. When the chosen one leaves, it often triggers a powerful moment of reflection for those who were touched by their wisdom. The people who followed the chosen one begin to look back on the lessons they learned, the guidance they received, and the values that shaped their lives. In their absence, there's a deep sense of loss, but also an opportunity for growth. The departure of the chosen one acts as a reminder of everything they taught: compassion, humility, strength, and purpose. It prompts people to ask themselves, what would the chosen one want me to do next? This leads to a journey of spiritual growth and self-discovery, where many find themselves striving to embody the values they once admired. For some, the departure of the chosen one acts like a mirror, showing them how far they've come and how much more they can achieve. It encourages them to live more intentionally, to seek deeper connections with others, and to keep the chosen one's spirit alive in their actions. People may find themselves reflecting on how they can live out the teachings they received, and in doing so they may grow spiritually. The absence of the chosen one creates a space for others to step into their own light, carrying forward the vision of peace, growth, and love. On the other hand, when the narcissist exits, the reflection that follows is very different. Instead of pondering deep spiritual growth, people who were once influenced by the narcissist often find themselves reflecting on their own boundaries. They start to ask questions like, why did I let this person control me? And how did I allow myself to be manipulated? This introspection can be painful as people realize how much they sacrificed for the narcissist's approval or attention. The exit of the narcissist brings to light the unhealthy patterns and behaviors they once accepted, leading to a re-evaluation of their own self-worth. In this period of reflection, individuals who were enablers of the narcissist begin to ask themselves tough questions about their own values. How could they have been so blind to the manipulation? What lessons can they learn from this experience to avoid falling into similar traps in the future? This process of self-reflection often leads to stronger boundaries as people understand the importance of protecting themselves from toxic influences. They may vow to never allow themselves to be manipulated again, focusing on strengthening their sense of self-worth and choosing healthier relationships. The power of reflection after the departure of the chosen one and the narcissist, though different in nature, both spark important moments of growth. The chosen one's departure encourages a deeper connection to values and spirituality, pushing others to carry forward their wisdom. In contrast, the narcissist's exit forces people to reflect on their boundaries, their own worth, and how they can avoid similar harmful influences moving forward. Both processes are a chance to learn from the past and emerge stronger, but the journey for each is shaped by the lessons they've learned from the individuals who influence their lives. When the narcissist leaves, the world they carefully crafted around themselves begins to unravel. For so long, they maintained a perfect facade, presenting themselves as flawless, powerful, and above reproach. They used charm, manipulation, and deception to keep others around them in a state of admiration and blind loyalty. Their followers too believed in this illusion, seeing only the surface, the version of reality the narcissist wanted them to see. But once the narcissist departs, something changes. The mask slips and the truth is revealed. The facade of perfection crumbles, exposing the manipulation, lies, and toxic behaviors that were once hidden. For those who were entranced by the narcissist's charm, this revelation can be jarring. The illusions they held onto for so long shatter, leaving behind a raw, uncomfortable truth. It forces people to confront the fact that they were deceived, and that the person they trusted was not who they seemed to be. The carefully curated image of perfection vanishes, leaving only the destructive reality of what the narcissist truly was. This moment of truth is often painful, as it challenges everything the followers believed in and forces them to rebuild their sense of trust and understanding. However, it also creates a moment of clarity, allowing people to break free from the narcissist's grip and see the world for what it truly is. In stark contrast, when the chosen one leaves, their authenticity continues to shine even in their absence. The chosen one's impact was never based on illusion or perfection, but on their genuine character, humility, and the truth they embodied. Their actions, words, and values were grounded in authenticity, and even when they're no longer physically present, that authenticity remains. Those who followed the chosen one remember the lessons they taught, the example they set, and the integrity they upheld. The legacy they leave behind isn't built on an illusion, but on real, tangible qualities that continue to inspire and guide others. The departure of the chosen one doesn't unravel illusions. Instead, it reinforces the authenticity of their message. Their influence doesn't rely on maintaining a perfect image. It comes from being true to who they were. This continued authenticity is a lasting gift to their followers, as it allows them to carry forward the true essence of what they were taught, even in the chosen one's absence. In the end, the departure of both the narcissist and the chosen one reveals the difference between illusion and truth. While the narcissist's exit exposes the lies and manipulations they used to create a false sense of perfection, the chosen one's absence continues to shine with the light of authenticity, proving that true influence never relies on illusion. The chosen one has a unique way of leaving a lasting impact. Unlike many, their influence isn't just about immediate success or short-term victories. It's about planting seeds that foster long-term transformation. These seeds are often small, quiet actions, moments of kindness, encouragement, and wisdom that take root in the hearts of those they touch. Even after the chosen one is no longer present, these seeds continue to grow, creating a ripple effect of positive change. The lessons they impart continue to shape the world as those they inspired work to carry forward the mission, values, and vision the chosen one set in motion. These seeds don't require constant attention or visibility. They thrive in the hearts and minds of the chosen one's followers, who feel a deep responsibility to nurture what was started. The impact of these seeds may not always be immediately visible, but over time they grow into something much bigger, whether it's a movement, a shift in mindset, or a community that works together to create a better future. The chosen one's legacy lives on in these seeds of change, and as time passes, their influence becomes more powerful, not through force, but through the quiet, steady growth of ideas and actions that continue to spread. In contrast, when the narcissist leaves, they don't leave behind seeds for growth or transformation. Instead, they often leave behind broken systems that demand repair. These systems, built on manipulation, control, and self-interest, are fragile and unsustainable. When the narcissist departs, the damage becomes all too clear, whether it's in relationships, organizations, or entire communities. The systems they created were never meant to last, and the consequences of their actions are often felt long after they are gone. Those who are caught in the narcissist's web find themselves left with the task of picking up the pieces. The work to repair the damage is hard and often feels overwhelming. These broken systems require innovation, new ways of thinking, new leadership, and a rebuilding of trust and relationships. The departure of the narcissist forces people to confront the toxic structures that were left behind and find ways to heal and move forward. It's a painful process, but it also creates an opportunity for growth and change. While the chosen one plants seeds that foster ongoing growth, the narcissist leaves behind the work of repair and innovation. In both cases, change is inevitable, but the nature of that change is vastly different. The chosen one's legacy is one of long-term transformation and steady progress, while the narcissist's exit brings the challenge of rebuilding and reimagining what has been broken. Both scenarios push individuals and communities to grow, but the paths to healing and progress are shaped by the kind of influence that was left behind. Karma, the universal law of cause and effect, plays a significant role when it comes to the legacy of both the chosen one and the narcissist. The chosen one, known for their kindness, wisdom, and unwavering integrity, leaves behind a legacy that is intertwined with good deeds. These actions, although sometimes subtle or unnoticed in the moment, create ripples that continue to spread across time. Their positive influence is like a pebble thrown into a pond. The impact may seem small at first, but the waves reach far and wide. As time goes on, these ripples grow, and the chosen one's good deeds continue to manifest in ways that inspire, uplift, and empower others. The legacy of the chosen one is built on the idea that what is good and right will ultimately flourish. Their actions were never about seeking recognition or glory, but about contributing to a greater good. This authentic selflessness allows their influence to persist, spreading positive energy and blessings wherever it goes. The people they touched carry forward their lessons, continuing the cycle of goodness, and in return, the chosen one's karma brings them peace and fulfillment, knowing that they played a part in shaping the world for the better. On the other hand, the narcissist's toxic actions create a different kind of karmic energy. Their manipulation, deceit, and self-serving behavior leave behind a trail of harm. Those who have supported, enabled, or turned a blind eye to the narcissist's behavior may eventually face karmic lessons of their own. Karma doesn't forget, and it ensures that every action, whether good or bad, has consequences. When the narcissist leaves, those who upheld their toxic behavior or refused to see the truth may find themselves confronted by the very same manipulations, betrayals, or hurts they once ignored. This karmic justice can be a painful experience. It serves as a wake-up call for those who were blind to the harm they allowed to continue. People may find themselves in situations where they are forced to deal with the consequences of their own actions, or they may see the damage done by their loyalty to someone whose intentions were never pure. The realization that they have contributed to or allowed toxic behavior to flourish can be difficult, but it's an essential part of their karmic journey. In both cases, karma ensures that the energy people put into the world, whether positive or negative, will return to them in some form. The chosen one's karma manifests in the continued growth of their positive influence, while the narcissist's karma comes in the form of lessons and consequences, forcing others to face the repercussions of their actions. In the end, karma serves as a reminder that what goes around truly comes around, and the legacy we leave behind is shaped by the energy we put into the world. When the chosen one leaves, it's often a time for reflection and introspection within their community. The values they embodied, humility, kindness, integrity, and wisdom, serve as guiding lights. As the community processes their departure, these core values become even more evident, causing many to reevaluate their own beliefs and actions. In many cases, the chosen one's legacy sparks a higher collective consciousness. People begin to see the importance of living with purpose, compassion, and respect for others as they recognize the strength of the principles that the chosen one held dear. This moment of reflection prompts the community to elevate their own values and aspire to live up to the example set by the chosen one. It's a time when the impact of their actions becomes clear, and people are inspired to carry forward their teachings, further cultivating an environment of unity and positive change. This collective shift can be transformative. Communities that were once divided or focused on superficial goals may begin to prioritize deeper values, compassion, empathy, cooperation, and a commitment to the greater good. The chosen one's departure doesn't mark the end of their influence, but instead becomes the spark for a broader societal transformation, with individuals and groups coming together to create a more conscious and meaningful existence. In contrast, the departure of the narcissist often leads to a sudden re-evaluation of the values that were once upheld. While they were present, the narcissist often set the tone for what was admired: self-interest, power, image, and control. Many people, whether consciously or subconsciously, adapted to these values, tolerating toxic behaviors or even encouraging them in an attempt to gain favor. But when the narcissist leaves, the illusion begins to fade, and people are left questioning what they once tolerated, admired, or accepted. The departure forces a reckoning. Those who followed the narcissist may experience a sense of confusion or loss as they realize they've been following a path that wasn't built on authenticity or truth. This shift sparks a cultural re-evaluation. People are now forced to reconsider what they've allowed to define them, as the values of power and control no longer hold the same appeal. There's an opportunity for a new cultural shift to occur, one that prioritizes honesty, integrity, and genuine leadership over superficial appearances. The narcissist's departure pushes people to break free from the toxic systems they once upheld, leading to a redefinition of values that can lead to healing and progress. In both cases, the departure of these powerful figures, whether the chosen one or the narcissist, forces individuals and communities to confront their own beliefs, values, and behaviors. While the chosen one's legacy encourages growth toward higher consciousness and values, the narcissist's exit forces a re-evaluation of what was once tolerated, making room for a cultural shift that seeks authenticity and positive change. Both instances offer a chance for growth, but the direction of that growth depends on the values people choose to embrace moving forward. The departure of the chosen one often serves as a catalyst for new leaders to emerge, ones who are inspired by the virtues and qualities the chosen one embodied. Their passing creates a void, but it's not one that remains empty for long. Instead, it motivates others to step up, adopting the same principles of humility, wisdom, and integrity that defined the chosen one's leadership. These new leaders carry the torch, fueled by the legacy of the chosen one, and they take on the responsibility of guiding others with the same dedication to kindness, truth, and justice. This process is not about copying the chosen one, it's about embracing their teachings and creating a leadership style that reflects the essence of what they stood for. These rising leaders often begin by seeking to uplift others, prioritizing the collective good over personal gain. They understand the importance of building communities based on trust, respect, and mutual support, and they work to continue the chosen one's mission of positive change. Their leadership doesn't come from a place of power or dominance, but from a genuine desire to serve, to help others reach their full potential, and to create a more just and compassionate world. As time goes on, the influence of the chosen one continues to ripple through society, shaping the way these new leaders govern and inspire others. The virtues the chosen one left behind become a blueprint for leadership that transcends their individual presence, ensuring that their impact remains felt long after their departure. On the other hand, when the narcissist leaves, the power vacuum they leave behind doesn't lead to chaos, but rather opens the door for healthier, more empathetic leaders to rise. The narcissist's leadership, often rooted in manipulation, self-interest, and control, leaves behind a toxic culture that stifles growth and creates tension. But once the narcissist is gone, that toxic energy begins to fade, and a space is created for new leaders to emerge. Leaders who understand the value of empathy, collaboration, and emotional intelligence. These new leaders are often deeply attuned to the needs of others, recognizing that leadership is not about dominance, but about supporting and empowering the people they serve. They know that true leadership comes from understanding, listening, and creating an environment where everyone can thrive. With the narcissist's departure, these leaders don't just step into positions of power, they embody a leadership style that fosters connection and growth, bringing healing to the wounds left behind by the narcissist's influence. In both cases, the departure of a powerful figure, whether the chosen one or the narcissist, paves the way for new leadership to rise. But the nature of that leadership is determined by the values left behind. The chosen one's passing inspires others to carry forward a legacy of wisdom and compassion, while the narcissist's departure clears the path for empathetic leaders to reshape the culture and heal the damage done. Ultimately, both scenarios create space for growth, but the direction of that growth depends on the leadership that steps into the void. When the chosen one passes, their legacy serves as a beacon of hope and a catalyst for collective healing. Throughout their life, the chosen one often embodied principles of unity, love, and selflessness. And these qualities didn't just benefit individuals, they inspired entire communities. Their absence leaves a deep ache, but it also sparks a powerful wave of reflection and healing. People who were touched by the chosen one's wisdom and kindness often come together, drawing strength from the shared values they upheld. This shared grief creates an environment where individuals can bond over the lessons learned and begin the journey of collective growth. The chosen one's legacy doesn't end with their physical departure. It continues to live on in the hearts and minds of those who follow their example. Communities begin to unite, not in sorrow alone, but in the power of unity and mutual support. They remember the lessons of empathy, understanding, and shared responsibility, and they apply those values in their daily lives. This collective empowerment encourages people to take ownership of their own growth, to help others, and to contribute to a larger sense of purpose. The chosen one's passing becomes a reminder that, together, people can create a positive and lasting impact. The grief that initially feels overwhelming transforms into strength, and individuals find their own empowerment by continuing the work the chosen one started. In stark contrast, when the narcissist leaves, their absence offers a unique form of healing, albeit one that may be more subtle and personal. Under the narcissist's rule, individuals and communities are often subjected to manipulation, control, and self-interest. The narcissist's leadership thrives on creating divisions, sowing discord, and feeding off the power of others. Once they depart, however, a space is created for individuals to reclaim their power. The toxic influence they once had fades away, and people begin to realize the extent of the manipulation they endured. The absence of the narcissist is often the first time individuals feel free to heal from the emotional wounds caused by their toxic behavior. With the narcissist gone, people no longer feel the constant pressure to meet impossible expectations or conform to a system built on falsehoods. There is a sudden sense of liberation, and individuals are finally able to reclaim their sense of self-worth, their autonomy, and their power. Communities that were once fractured and divided under the narcissist's rule begin to rebuild with empathy, kindness, and mutual respect. People who were once silenced or diminished are now given the space to speak their truth, share their experiences, and heal. Ultimately, the absence of both the chosen one and the narcissist fosters growth, but in different ways. The chosen one's departure encourages unity, collective growth, and empowerment through the sharing of wisdom and compassion. In contrast, the narcissist's departure creates an opportunity for individuals to heal from manipulation, reclaim their power, and rebuild communities based on healthier, more authentic connections. Both lead to empowerment, but one brings people together through shared ideals, while the other offers a chance to break free from the shadows of manipulation and rebuild on a foundation of truth and self-respect. The passing of the Chosen One leaves a profound and lasting impact, not just on the present generation, but on those that come after. Their life serves as a testament to wisdom, compassion, and the power of living with purpose. The lessons they impart continue to guide and shape the future, offering a roadmap for how to live with integrity and contribute positively to the world. These lessons are timeless, transcending any one individual and inspiring countless others to embrace values like kindness, selflessness, and courage. For those who follow in their footsteps, the teachings of the Chosen One act as a compass, helping them navigate life's challenges with clarity and purpose.